Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee number 90. It's me, Annie, the leader of Bad Squiddo Games. I've managed to get crap in the corner there. I hope you did not miss me too much, although actually I do. I hope that last Sunday sucked for me. So thank you for coming back. I will talk about why I was not around. It's guinea pig related. I need to move so I'm... There he is! There he is, it's Dave. Hello, Dave. Hello, Dave. Yes. So, how have I managed to sit right in front of the guinea pigs? Well, you'll have to put up with me. Right, I have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. There will be some guinea pig action, don't worry. I will move out of the way. So yes, last week I wasn't able to do the Sunday morning coffee because I had to go collect Dave. And I wasn't sure how long the Dave collection would take, so I didn't want to evening it, and then I thought I could put it on Monday, but actually I was a bit self-conscious that the last few weeks of Sunday morning coffee might have been a bit crap. I know you'll probably say, no, it's fine, but it was definitely a bit of a downer. I know I've tried, but it was mostly just me going, yeah, loads of stuff I can't talk about. And this, so I thought, you know what, like last week, nothing really happened, so thought let's wait, give it another week, and I'll have loads to talk about, which I do. So although it feels like I have 2 weeks of stuff to talk about, so that first week was just meh anyway, so I got loads and loads, and I'm recharged. So even though I had to take the Sunday off, I'm actually glad that I did in the end. It's benefited quite a bit. It's given me a bit of time to think, let's make Sunday morning better again. Sunday morning coffee better again. And then mostly to do that, it's just getting myself some notes beforehand so I know what I'm going to be chatting about. Because as soon as I start going, then I lose my track anyway. So yeah, I'm back. You're back. What did you do? Tell me what you did last Sunday instead of watching this. And then I'll go, oh, that probably was more fun than this. Yes, here we go. My next door neighbour has just got Animal Crossing for the first time. That's Sandy from Animal Crossing, my most hated villager. Thank you, Anjali, for that cushion. So the mug for Tom Nook, forever and dead. Star of my life. So that's in honour there, because I said we can play porch Animal Crossing, even though I haven't played for ages. It would be fun. Daniel started sculpting again, so you'll be training up to be a Bad Squiddo sculptor, is that? Ironing, shopping, it's all been happening. My mum walked on the beach. Grr, I wish I could walk on the beach. Oh, I've got good coffee, I'm in a good mood, it's sunny. Where shall I start? So I've got a whole page of notes, which includes the words Beast Week. So I have had a beast week. On my door to the office, I have a little sign that says current mood. You might have seen it occasionally on Twitter. And it's for me, because when I'm writing it on, I think, what mood am I in? But it's also because I share the building with 2 other companies, one of them Needy Cat Games. I like putting it on there so they know what they're dealing with. They know what's behind the door. As my mood can roller coaster. But pretty much all week, the mood on there has been ultimate beast grind, which is partly I'm in the zone sort of thing as well. Because I like communicating to people what my current mood is. Because it helps, because if you know that I'm in a big old beast mode, you'll generally back away, occasionally put a coffee by the door, which was pretty much this week. So I've been knackered, but in a good way, because it's been, full. Let's just move that. That was not yawn. Full speed, which I occasionally like to do in bursts. Obviously it doesn't work long term, but for a week or even just the odd day to just go, I am just being a working and sleeping machine, it pays off. Because I've kind of just not done that much lately. It's kind of, if you've been following, I've had a lot of sort of burnout and all this, and kind of went, right, I'm in the zone, let's just let's just smash through it. So that's what I've been doing. So I do kind of like it. People that are close to me will notice the difference in how I can go from just this like sad duvet creature to like you almost like you blink and then I'm there being that like ultimate boss woman thing with like phone calls, typing, doing something else with 8 arms, going, I got it all, I got it all. So Beast Week, what has been happening? I'll just sort of go through stuff as I've scribbled it, as it kind of went to my brain from there. I have no idea what day anything happened on. It wasn't a yawn. It wasn't a yawn. Oh, Polish Paris. So, have you stopped reading the? Oh, yes. That's more fun than shopping. Painting minis. Mum knows. Mum knows what I'm like. She's put there one glare and she scares me. But at least I say I'm not in a great mood right now. So, although I've been in a good mood, I've been knackered. I was trying to talk to someone Friday evening, and in the end I just had to say I don't even know what I'm saying. I need to go home, but I'm still at the office. So what has happened in Beast Week? Retailers, I've written. Yes, lots of retailers are topped up. Morning everyone who's come along, by the way. I may not have said hello. So yeah, retailers are topped up. Boom. So chunk of the retailers all had restocks. Whee! And I finally got the web dudio Nick to put a new tab on the website for retailers, though I haven't filled it in, so I think it's just an empty page at the moment. But that was just one, those small tasks. So I did a bit of a brain splurge into a spreadsheet. I went, anything I can think of that he's doing in the next 6 months, basically, can go on that spreadsheet. And I've also started a list, just documenting all of my roles, like all of the things that I do regularly, so I can eventually start going, right, that regular task there, I can kill that. Someone else can do that. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And what were we? So yeah, one of those was to just mini tasks. Oh yeah, and I put little estimate times by them as well. So obviously a guess, but anything that kind of had 5-10 minutes. When after I'd written, I just went, right, let's do them. It's going to take a couple hours, and all those tasks are dead. So let's just bang. So I was doing that, and one of those was just prod Nick, get him to put me a retailer tab on the website. That was it, because I keep going, right, I need to see retailer list. I need to prod Nick. Because usually, so Nick's the guy who's in charge of the website. He's my web dude. Most of the time I do it all, but anything that's a bit codey, and I get Nick to have a look at it. And I usually have a little collection of things so that I don't go Nick. So each time you make a little, you say something weird about the website, like, oh, have you looked into this or whatever, I keep it in a little file. So then when I have to message Nick, I go, while I'm here, I have all of these questions. So I got Nick, and I've got the retail list up. So I don't see why not. Next week I will have that list there, and you can. So that's really useful for EU people. You'll be able to go, where can I get the minis that aren't direct? Because I get it still sucks if you're in the EU. So because I know who I sell to directly. I've mentioned this before. It's standard, but I find it a bit weird. I know who I sell to directly, but North Star manage my distribution. And because of confidentiality, they can't actually tell me who stocks the miniatures. So it's mostly the list. I have compiled the list. It's mostly just from searching around. So if you're a shop and you stock my stuff via North Star, just give me a shout. And it's nice to know as well. Just so if there's anything cool I'm doing, I'd be able to contact you. And, maybe if you're doing shows, I can help you out with some of that. Just give me a shout and I can pop you on that list. So that should really help people, especially post-pandemic. I'm aware that light's changing. But yeah, especially post-pandemic, people are starting to get out and about a bit more, and you can actually go to gaming shops again. So that'd be cool. So let me start ticking stuff off. Oh, no, I haven't got a pen. No, I have. I do. You can see a pig then. Oh, Nini's butt. Oh, my mum's been watching Game of Thrones filming. Well, it's the prequel Game of Thrones. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, St. Michael's Mount in Cornwall. That's super cool. I was very jealous. What have we got? Shows. So I've been having a look at trade shows and what will be happening, because again, I'm trying I need to make a decision here. I can't have it like last year when I was just that unknowing of stuff is difficult. and I'm having to really think. A lot of traders I've been chatting to going, what do you think about shows? Are you going to go back to them? Are you? So I phoned up a war games company that I will remain anonymous for now because they just need to actually confirm it because it's more than one person there. But I phoned them up, I think midweek when I was multitasking, phoned the company up. I went, hello, yes, I have good news to tell you. You have been chosen, this is very exciting, you've been chosen to be the new Bad Squidder Games trade show rep. What do you think about that? To which I got, yeah, okay. Yes. This is how any business is. She doesn't go, dear such and such, like, hey. How cool is that you're going to do the thing I've only first mentioned to you right now? But they agreed. But yeah, they just need to double check. So I won't announce just yet. But it's someone who goes to a lot of trade shows. And it means that that's taken a weight off me. If I've got someone that I know and like, and is a regular at shows, because even some of them from the before times, they're not coming back. Again, it's not my place to say who, but there's a few that aren't coming back. Either the company's not there anymore, or they've just said not doing shows anymore. So trying to find someone that still will be doing shows, a lot of them, because I've got to get myself there, which is the issue when I don't have my own transport. And when it gets to the sort of hiring of vans, it's only good for big shows. So I've been trying to figure out what I actually want to do this year because I'm already overwhelmed. I remember how much extra whelm shows put on me. But I also want a presence there. So if there's somebody that's carrying my stuff, a bit like Sarissa were before, where there's going to be a regular presence where you can still get Bad Squiddo minis, but I don't need to be there and I don't need to take all of the stuff, then if it's somewhere that's not too hard to get to, I can go for the day or the weekend, help them on their stand, or just bum about, maybe play a game, so I can still be there and you can still say hello and it'll probably be better because I won't be super, super stressed. Hey. So that's bonus. So I'm looking forward to that, but we've just got to get everything sort of ironed out and agreed and things. But I will be doing Salute. Salute is the definite, if on. And Expo and Warfare I am technically doing, but I'm still weighing up. I think I will, but I'm tempted that from next year I might just do, as Bad Squiddo stand, Vat Attack, Salute, and Game Expo. But I'm going to see how it goes. Because those three, they're the big one. Well, Vat Attack's big. It's not on the same scale as sort of Salute or Expo, but it's my favourite one. And it's, like I said before, there's the mixture of whether it's fun, whether it's a fun show, and I like going there, and how much money I actually make. So Vat Attack's a pretty good one for the money, and it's loads of fun. But things like Newark, it's so much effort when I haven't got, if I can find someone else to bum lifts with, it's not as bad. And I did do it in a car for a bit, so I have been pondering that. But I'm also pondering, sod it. Because I used to have separate show stock, and then that'd get damaged. And now I've got, so after some point last year, I disassembled all of the racks and put all of the stock back into show stock. Realised how much stock gets damaged at shows, which is quite a lot. And I just kind of went, so if I do just 3 big shows that are fairly spaced out as well, they can just be like, boom, that's it. And I don't need to store, thousands of pounds stuff separately, maintain the racks. So the last show I did, Bloomin' Sarissa, still need to talk about that. The racks became disattached, and they got smashed up. So I lost a lot of rack legs that need sort of replacing and all that sort of stuff. Crisis, I can't imagine happening anymore. I'm sure it's cancelled this year, but Brexit just makes, I can't see them sort of shows being viable at all. No, we haven't mentioned that before, so that's a good point. But yeah, the Brexit thing has obviously been huge. And he said, would you go as a member of the public? I would not. I would go as a VIP, actually. I'd say, "Hey, don't you know who I am?" No, yeah, I'd go. That's what I mean. If there's a show on and I've got a rep there selling, like, majority, so the people I've spoke to have agreed to take on a chunk of it, but still not. Obviously, the entire range is huge. So I've got a couple people in mind to say, hey, you should take the rest of it. And there's not really a major difference between being a rep. It's just usually a bit nicer to them. But and obviously, anyone who's a retailer can stock at the show. But if there's one particular retailer that will have a big amount of it, that's always good. So yeah, if they're at a show, say like Newark, which is really near for me as well, and I love it, and the organisers are ace, then yeah, as a punter, I would not. I would totally blag on someone else's. But yeah, I would go. Yeah, go just to bum around. You might have seen me do that some with Sarissa a couple of years ago as well, where I'd sort of be half working. Although the idea was that I'd go and just chat to people, play some demo games, but I'd end up just working on the stand for free because I'm nice like that, helping people sell my stuff. Because obviously, the more they sell, the more they're going to buy from me. I like doing it. I like helping out. I like seeing other people's customers, really. Stealing and going, did you know? There's all you can get all of this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to do some more relaxed shows because it's a lot of work. I used to have it in Cardiff when I'd do some small local shows, and I'd think, well, they're cheap and they're local. It's not a big drive. There's no hotel. But just the act of getting everything packed and ready, and then it's like, pack it into the place, pack it into the van or car, unload it at the show, sell stuff, load it back up, take it back. And it's usually sort of like take it back to mine and then take it back to the office. And I don't miss it, but I do for the big shows. I've also had, again, not to go into too negative a thing, I've had a few issues with people during the lockdown. People who I recognise the profile pictures from trade shows, and I've had issues. That's people who have been sending me lots of inappropriate, weird stuff that I've had to block all over the internet. And now I'm thinking, I've got to go back out into the world, and those people are going to be there, and I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to handle that. And larger shows are way better because there's just people all the time, so there's not really time for anyone to be weird because you can just you can just keep churning through people, and it's all very rushed. And some of the smaller shows, you can kind of I feel a lot less safe than I did. It just sounds horrible, but that's an issue that has been on my mind as well. Which when I'm there, just sort of helping someone out, or I've either got a gang with me, or I can just bugger off, or go somewhere. But when you're sort of stuck to your stand, so I'm not entirely sure. I wouldn't want to let those people stop me doing shows, but it's a thing that's just adding to the reasons to not do some of the smaller ones. That's true. Lil does come there, so could give her a rogues gallery. Thanks, Peter. I will bear that in mind. I need to get driving myself because I really hate relying on people for it. One, sort of putting them in that position, and the whole strong, independent. Can I have a lift? We got there. Go. Would the shows be too stressful for pigs, or would they be okay? Usually too stressful. I don't do anything that'll everything I do for them basically is in their best interest, and taking them to a show wouldn't be, especially with 5 of them. I took Little Egg to a few, but that's because we had no choice at the time because she had so much drugs that she needed giving. I just couldn't leave her with anyone, which could lead us on to the next subject. As you know, oh, he's gone now. Dave. So Dave's added another spanner into my life, which damn it, Dave. So I've got Dave, this just to look, I'm reading the comments there. Dave, my new guinea pig. I will lure him soon. I've got some, they don't know yet, but I've got this. So Dave, my latest guinea pig, he is very cute, as you'll see. But he requires eye drops twice a day. And I thought, I've just freed myself so that I can go away sort of a bit, and then went and got a guinea pig that I can't leave. So I need to find some people to train to put his eye drops in. But that is another thing to bear in mind as well. That sort of, going away to shows, leaving the pigs isn't ideal. Also, at least when sort of COVID's over, it'll be better, because obviously right now no one can come in to look after them. Andy won't touch. He's very good with them, but he won't do any poo related things with them or anything like that. So he will top up their food and stuff, but usually any more than a night sort of thing, I need someone to do a bit more. So yeah, I need to find someone that's eye drop savvy. Do you live in Nottingham? Are you my friend? Are you watching this now going, crap, she's going to ask me? I have considered you, Mum, but I don't know if I trust you with Dave's eyes. So yeah, just all the stuff around going. But yeah, let me just cross those things out. Got that crossed off. I've got a thing to make a crunchy noise. We're gonna have a Dave interlude. Hello. So you can see Max pigging. Oh yeah, Max pigging. Want some treaties? So Carol, boop, boop, and Mimi, and Spongy. Got some grass. Come on, Dave, you got to come to the front. Whoop. No, checking here. Come on. So that little ginger boy, that's Dave. Of course, he'd get out of shot. Go on. So when he got to the rescue, woo, grass. When he got to the rescue, he sorry, Pig. Everything I do is in their best interest. Dumping food on them. So of course Dave decided to eat behind the thing. But he came to the rescue, Gleneath, that I support, that we support. That's good. You've probably supported them at some point. Did the running for pigs and the guinea pig models that we have. £2 goes straight to them from each time. So we've raised them a nice chunk of money for them. And Susie, who runs it, is the best. She messaged me. Funnily enough, I'd been in a pub beer garden and discussing guinea pigs and will I get another guinea pig? And I was saying, kind of been looking, but not really hunting one out. Maybe if the pig chooses me, if the pig comes to me, then that's how it's going to be. And I said, I like human names on animals. Dave was one that was mentioned. And the next morning, I got a message from Susie, the rescue lady, saying, Annie, are you around here anytime soon? Why? So I might have a pig here that's special with your name on it, and he's neutered. So pictures. I need to see this boy. Who is this boy? So that is Dave. Again, he is just totally not in the camera shot. But I won't pester him. He will come. So I went. Dave appeared at the rescue. He'd been on their waiting list for a while, but they didn't know how bad a state he was in. They thought he was blind. His eyes were all messed up. So he had to go straight. He arrived at the rescue, and then the same day went straight to the vets, and had loads of his eyelids got like round his eye sort of area. They have weird eyelids, guinea pigs. They do this weird, like they don't have the lids. They just I can't explain it. We have a chunk of the skin around his eye removed on both eyes. So when you see photos of him sort of close up, you'll notice guinea pigs usually have these like big eyes, and Dave's just kind of got this going on because the skin's been cut around it. So he needs eye drops twice a day. But other than that, he's super happy, so gentle. I'm really, really chuffed. Like you can't quite see, but they're all just munching together. They had a bit of a. Normally, you'd give them a few days to sort of see if they get on and stuff, but because of the lockdown and everything, could only do a bit of a speed date dash. So I had to hand him on the doorstep to the rescue. sit outside, basically, occasionally peering in through the window, going, "They're going all right." And they were okay, but they were a bit wibbly. So Dave had to come back in a separate a separate carrier. But then they pretty much, him and Karen had a bit of arguing, but in the end, they were sleeping next to each other yesterday, and Karen never sleeps next to anyone. So the Dave has made me very happy. And it's made the pigs happy. It's calmed them down. They were in a bit of I think after the Gregor passed, we had a bit of a power void. So they were being a bit narky at each other, but they've calmed down now. Also, they had a lot of the wooden houses, and I took them out for the initial period, and they've been a lot nicer since that because they can't territory anything. So they've had to go in the garage. But Pig Castle has doors on all sides, so Pig Castle will be continuing. That's the sound of them munching. Right, what else? I've got loads to go through, and I've only got half an hour. I have to go at 11. So that's it. Yeah, beasting, just beasting, I've written the word beasting, doing lots of deals, phoning lots of companies. It's not even emailing them. Again, just phoning them. Boom! Going, guess what? And I wrote gift deal. Did a deal, sealed it with a GIF. That's a good one. Again, I can't tell you about all these because they're all future things, but been working with quite a few companies at the moment, and that's really cool. Beast Week is crossed out. Dave's crossed out. Oh, Dave. I noticed that he also, so he's got sort of patchy coloured skin, which is normal for pigs. They can either have sort of like dark skin, light skin, or a mixture. And it usually kind of correlates to the colour of their hair. So, for example, like Nini has got dark skin around most of her, because she's got black hair. But Dave has got a lot of black skin, but blonde and gingery blonde and white hair. So you can see it through, so it's a different sort of colouring. But he happens to have a patch of dark skin just here, which I noticed yesterday, and now I cannot unsee it. And with all my Facebook bans that do not quite rival Carol's, but I couldn't post it on Facebook, so this is going to end up getting me another ban. But I did put a picture on the Twitter. I'll show you it on here as well. Seeing as the live Dave isn't. Where are we? Dave. Gallery. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, Dave. Oh, just as he comes into view as well. So, yeah, that can't be unseen. I have a deceased dictator as a guinea pig. Dave. What are you doing? He hasn't had his eye drops this morning either, so I've got to torture him after this. Dave Chaplin. So I got that. I was on. I forgot what the name of the thing is called. I think it's Producing Fun with James Naylor. I was on his podcast. It's not out yet. I think he said this coming Tuesday, and he did a really good interview. And I've been trying to avoid interviews lately because I just don't have the energy for it, and it's just another thing when I've got some really, really urgent stuff to get on with. It's just a distraction. But I agreed to go on Producing Fun. I think that's what it's called. I'm probably shouting out someone else's podcast. But yeah, Producing Fun. Oh, I'm just looking at Dave now. And I was chatting about, it was more sort of like starting up small business, lots of behind the scenes sort of things. And I had a really good chat with James about it beforehand. I said, don't ask me the usual questions. That's so boring. And he didn't. And yeah, we're just talking about what it is to be a miniatures company, how it works, hiring sculptors, working with different people, the size of the operation, all of that. And yeah, as I was doing it, I was thinking, damn, I'm interested. So hopefully you'll like it, because I found it interesting to talk about. Some of them that I might do, and it's the sort of like, how did you get into wargaming and all that. I'm just like, I'm on autopilot. So most people watching this have heard me say these things. So this is all quite fresh. So I will spam it around when it's out. So yeah, I think it's called Producing Fun. It's the one that Louis Downs was on. He's had a few others on there, so tick that off. Are you growling? Can you hear him growling? He's vibrating as well. That's him telling the others that he's very scary. Cheers, Andreas. What else have we got? Fenris Kickstarter. If you haven't backed Fenris's Kickstarter, go and do it. It's called the Toadstool Brownies, I think. I should have had a link, but I haven't. But yeah, just put Fenris in. You'll see me retweeting it all over the place. He's been working very hard on that, and I have the solidarity of anyone running a Kickstarter by themselves, because it's a whole thing. I'm going to get a documentary made once just following it all, because it's just crazy. Hello, Dave. You let me do a boop. Boop, boop. Good Tash. Oh, no. Right, what else we got? So Fenris Kickstarter, yes, one of the stretch goals, which I very much would like to unlock, so go chuck him some money, is Gregor. Sir Gregor, yes, you heard that correctly. The Anthro Peeg, who is, of course, based on Bad Squiddo Peeg Gregor, rest in peace. And that's funny, and he's got an eye patch and a posing pouch, so I think that's a good representation of a humanoid Greg, so go honour Gregor's memory and back to Kickstarter. So that crossed off. Dice bags? What? Started making some dice bags last night, and it's not what you think. Dang, I'm not crocheting. Hello. I was in a bit of a what shall I do last night, and I've been meaning to do this for a while. So what you've probably bought off me at some point is the standard sort of velvet bags that you get, and I had them on the website, and you could choose the bead combos and stuff, but it was getting a bit of a headache, so I took them off, because each time I'd be like, hey, orders, bead bags, and I've got to find the beads, and I don't quite have that bead, so I took them off and kind of thought, right, I'll do some just pre-made ones, but then yawning. You're yawning. I'm not yawning. Then, yeah, I lost the beads, and I was going crazy, going around the house, going around the garage, going around the office, going, where are these beads? I know they're in this big multicoloured stack. And I finally found them. Yay! So I took the beads and the bags home, and the idea was, if I was in a bit of a not sure what to do, then I was allowing myself to watch something whilst beading some bags. So I started bend around. Don't mind me. I started beading some bags last night. I haven't done tons because I was figuring out the best combos, but I like this. So at some point, once I've done a chunk of them, I'm going to put them on the website. So look how cute they are. They got a load of beads, but these ones are quite stiff. The other ones aren't, but it means you can just do that. You don't even need to tie them. They're just really cute. But obviously I've got a million beads. I've still got a million beads left over from the Bad Squiddo days. The Bad Squiddo days, we were in them. The you can see you, Dave. Yeah, from the Dice Bag Lady days. So I've still got a million beads. So I might as well use them and make some cool stuff. These are my favourite ones. Rainbow! Hey, Daniel! Rainbow! So yeah, they were my favourite ones. I discovered Curb Your Enthusiasm, so I've been binging that lately. So I was watching that and making these last night. Whee, look at that! So yeah, there's obviously these are all very pink and bright, but there'll be some skull ones and some like black ones with silver on and stuff like that as well. There is also the last of the bags, which is on my list of need to photograph and list. So there are the last of the crochet bags as well. Good point to mention, which were very, very kindly finished off by Sim. Sim from Painty Sim from the Twitters. I had a load that just needed sort of finishing off, and when my hands bust, I went, I cannot stitch a single thing. So I sent them to her just to do whatever with, and she finished them off and sent them back. So I've got those two to list as well. I know you all want mugs on my other list of there's a list of non-urgent things, which includes that, and it's also got finish your red bubble. So the red bubble shop. Hear Dave growling around. He's still making sure that everyone knows that he is Dave. I would say he's making sure that they know he's the leader, but he's gone straight to bottom of the pack, really. So, oh, you can't quite see him, but he's just loafed in the middle of the pen. My little loaf. I'll move back here now. You've had enough, Pig. It's enough for you. Have more of my face. Hey. So, what we got? Oh, running out of time. Oh, Dave there. Right. So yeah, these will be on the shop, and they won't be expensive either. I don't know what yet, but those big ones will be something like £6. Woo! I like how fun that is. Yes. What's leader in jam? What's that? Coming around the edges. Oh, I need to sneak away. Right. What else? Fantasy Kickstarter. After this Kickstarter is finished, the World War II Kickstarter, we've got a fantasy Kickstarter. The metals for the first chunk. I didn't hear back from that sculptor I messaged. It's one I don't have the number for, so I can't even whine at. I've got an idea of who I will try though for some others. Oh yeah, well the stuff. The stuff I have to put into Dave is called Visco Tears, which means that naturally it's disco tears. So yeah. Fantasy Kickstarter, yes. The first load of those minis have been mastercast, and they are straight to Andrew Taylor, who's going to be painting them up. John Morris is just absolutely overloaded with, he's got a mixture of the Soviets, some of the latest Japanese feudal Japan stuff, and he's still got the Beauforts as well. So I've decided to not give him any more at the moment. So the fantasy stuff's gone to Mr. Taylor, who said it shouldn't be too long getting those all done. Woo! This will be obviously after the World War II's all wraps up. So, but this is proof of me working ahead. See, I do. I go into it a bit in that interview with James, where I'm just saying, like, I have to be in everywhere all the time, like omnipresent, potent, everything. Not to say that I'm a god, but not seeing me in the same room as a god at any point. Just saying. I'm actually drinking my coffee this time as well. Decaf. I have been off the wagon a bit, actually. I've been drinking some caffeine. I'm trying to control that. Office, right. I decided this week that I was going to move office and that it was time. And then I spent loads of time looking at offices and went, yeah, I can't move. So that was a bit of time this week. Office space is a fortune. It is so much. And it's frustrating. Because I was looking, I found a 5-bedroom house for £985 with a garden, 2 living rooms, a conservatory. I think it had a garage as well, and a purple kitchen. And then an office that's kind of like, I don't know, fairly large. Well, not even fairly large, not by but not in the whole stands, but by what I need. But something like 500 square feet or something. It'd be £1,000. I'm like, is that it? It's just a room that you might get a sink in. Like, but it's office space. And then because it's office space, you have to pay business rates on it. And it's just a whole, like, so it just goes up ridiculous. The office we currently have is very, very, very cheap. Too cheap. Don't tell anyone. So to move out of it just means like this huge chunk of cash to add on top. And I did consider the thought of moving to a large house and running, but it's not the way to go. It's that sort of mix of not that professional. You're kind of on a bit of a non-stable footing with some stuff, like the landlords can object, the council can object. So it's not worth it, because I did ponder that. There's a point where I said to Andy, "Hey, we're gonna move. We're gonna move across town to a 5-bedroom house." And then like 10 minutes later, I went, "Nah, we're gonna change my mind now." So currently, we're not moving. I had this big tidy in the office again. Anyone who's seen my office over the last few years will have just seen how this small space has just got like taller and taller, and I've added more and more. And I went, actually, I can do this. It is too small, but it's fine. And I do spend a lot of time in that interview talking about how how it's good to not, because people grow. I don't want to spoil the interview, but yeah, people grow, and then you have to get bigger place, more staff, but suddenly you end up spending more than the relative increase in income, and then it all sort of topples. So I try and do stuff like that on the cheap, because it's only me that it kind of inconveniences, and I'd much rather not cheap out on things like the casting and the sculptors. So that's where the money needs to be going. Me getting an avalanche of plastic boxes on me occasionally is just kind of collateral. That happened as well. I was so sleepy. I was working late and I was so sleepy, and I was thinking, yeah, I definitely need to get a new office. And I went to pick something off the off the plastic box rack, and I had it sort of like propped up, and it all went boing right in my face. To which the only response was just a very sleepy, like, I knew that was going to happen. So yeah, I did have very strong. Not yawnings. You didn't see a yawn or hear a yawn there. But yeah, I did have very strong sort of like, right, it's time, we have to move. No, I'm keeping my eyes out. If you see anything in Nottingham that you think, oh, that'd be good for Annie, let me know. But yeah, we got again, very, very transparent. We got the bounce back loan from the government last year, which was great and really helped. But I have to start paying it back today, maybe? I think it's today or yesterday. I believe it's this month though. We have to start paying it back. So I've got all that outgoing as well now. I'm like, now's not the time to be spending even more money. But yeah, just again, it's the news, the insights of Bad Squiddo, if we've been interested in that. Trade orders are done. Conan minis. There definitely wasn't any Conan minis. Coman? What have I written? Yeah, we're already bouncing back. Pandemic's done. Water bottle. Oh, what do I mean? Oh, community miniatures. That's what common is. Yeah. So Alan sculpts the community miniatures, but he has got that list of World War II stuff. But what I'm going to aim to do is that by the time he's finished sculpting World War II, I'll have the briefs ready for him for the community miniatures. So that's all going to start chugging away soon as well. So I can just keep going, Alan, more sculpts. So keep an eye on that. Stuff will be happening. He is currently sculpting. He is currently sculpting the stretch goals, and more coffee now. Cow man, don't have a cow man. He's currently sculpting the stretch goals, but the it blocks loads of your comments. I'm always there clicking comments, going, yes, they're allowed. No, Alan is very good. He does get holidays. He's the most disciplined sculptor that I know. Very good. He has set working hours. Then he'll go on holiday. It's all planned. There's no carnage. It's beautiful. Yes, so the original, we use blanks for things like the World War II. So there'll be some like sort of basic body blanks, and then there'll be the equipment. At the start, we had all of the equipment sort of comments are funny. We had all of the equipment sculpted. They go onto a master mold, and then when we need them to add to sculpts, they get what is it? The mold gets spun again, but that mold has just been spun to death now. We have the masters of most of the stuff to sort of remake it, but I can't find the small things. So there's little bits you might not have even really considered, but it's like the water bottle on the back of them, the entrenching tool, some of the rifles. They've yeah, they need some resculpting because I can't find them. That was one of, and to be fair, it was like 6 years ago, and they've passed through a million different casters before ending up with the ones now. So it's going to be a little putback because Alan's got to sculpt those little bits. Then they've got to get into a master mold. But I'm hoping that in the between time he can be working on the stuff that doesn't need it, like dancers. But again, this is a whole like, again, my brain, all the things that go on in Annie's brain constantly. So that's why I'm super appreciative of you all, because yeah, you see me doing this and going all like wee, and then we're like pigs, and yeah, I don't stop. or I do, and then I stop for too long because I just go, and I am burnt out. So that's done. Comes nearly done. Sprue? What do you mean, sprue? What is this? It's Annie taking a sip of coffee. Haha. Cowboys! So these, I might be the only person in the world so far to have a sprue of this. This is from Great Escape Games. They very kindly sent me it, partially again because I was on the phone and went, "Hey, send me some cowboys. I'll show them online and stuff. Could you do these masters as a product range for people?" No, it's kind of easier then for people to just add them, like start making knockoffs. But some stuff could be. But I did appreciate what you said before about brass, actually, Katie. That is a ting. So yeah, these are the first plastics from Great Escape Games, and we are long-term friends with these folks. Enough that I could phone up and go, "Oi, send me cowboys," and then got them. I know you won't see them properly, but I'm going to do a little sort of like an unboxing video. I've only got sprue, I haven't got the box, but it means you get to sort of have a little look there. But I'll do a proper video on them. I think they're really good. I am biased, but I'm also truthful. These are sculpted by Rob McFarlane, who sculpted my Beauforts. The circle of life. See? So I messaged Rob yesterday and said, "Cool cowboys, bro." And yeah, he had a little chat with him because he's going to be doing some more World War II. So I said, "Got some more stuff for you to sculpt." And he said, "Cool, I've got a million plastic boxes to sculpt." And I said, "Yep, Rob, your plastic boxes are pretty much all I stock now," as he's sculpting for Frostgrave. Was it Frostgrave? Oathmark. Maybe Oathmark. No, actually not Oathmark. Frostgrave, Fireforge, Dead Man's Hand. War Games Atlantic. Doing a lot of those. And yeah, some others. Brain. But yes. So these are chaps. I don't know what they're going to do, but the plan is if these sell well, then they're just going to do a whole load of plastics, and I'd really like to see that happen. One, because they're really nice people, not to see them do well, and two, I really like these, so the quality I think is brilliant, and I'm going to have a little fun putting some together, and I'm interested to see how they do sort of kit bash with some other stuff too. And yeah, keep nagging them. Maybe plastic cowgirls, keep nagging them. I nag them. I nag everyone all the time. So, nearly getting to the end. So, check my phone. Got to leave at 11. And what else we got? Yes, Carla, I will be sending some more stuff to you. Oh, we've got loads of stuff here. The nature chaps are out. Ribbit. I filmed the video yesterday of them, and blah, blah. Yes, that'll be up tomorrow because I need to just edit a little bit. But yeah, it's just me showing off the nature elementals. I've just brought one because he's a big one, so it's easy to look at the frog. Look at the frog. They're not animals. They're forest spirits that resemble animals. So they're going to make more sense when you see them painted. Carla? It's all like, oh no, Carla's going to be like, no, I've just got to get into the end of all that stuff and you give me more. Yep. These will be fun though. Those will be really fun. So because they're fantasy as well, you can paint them all sorts of colours, because they are just embodiments of the forest. So they've got like bits of wood and vines, or like the older they are, the more they're slowly turning into the forest. So they've got because I'm just reading those comments. Yeah, these are going to look beautiful. If you haven't seen them, they're all out on the website. I have just put new releases into one section. So have a look. Go onto the new bit of the website. I put loads up. You've probably missed it. All the little baggies and squiddos are out. That shows nothing. But they're all painted lovely by Carla. You will see them on there. So they're out. Slime, what was it? Crime Slug Baggy is out as well, which is very fun. I'm going to share. No, I've got time to show you on my phone. I've got these, which are some future releases. I'm just going to tease you them like this. So these are the proofs that I have to check over for some future releases. I'm just going to show you in this. So it's like a bit of a tease. What's that? Weapons? That's one. Well, see, we've got even more. We're like, between me, the casters, Bristol and Carla, it's like this. So Carla is painting nights. It's just this endless churn at the moment where we're like, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, we got these little. Oh yeah, I was about to say what they are. I'm like, no, these are also secrets. Oh look, more secret things. So I'll be sending those to Carla next week. But yeah, she's got a bunch of other stuff to do first. And thank you, because they are lovely. So I've been adding some of our updated painted pictures to the website as well. So that's cool. Yeah, Rune Wars. Before we go, Rune Wars. Have a look on the bargain bin. As I do, come into things sometimes, and I have quite a lot of boxes of Rune Wars. So I've put a lot. They're on the bargain bin section. They are massively reduced. When they're gone, they are gone, as with all the random stuff that I acquire. Richard on Twitter said, Annie's been on the rob. I haven't, but I do feel sometimes like that. Go on, it goes, I got some Rune Wars. Don't tell me how I got it, but I got it. So yeah, they're like cool monsters. There's some skeleton stuff. Lord Hawthorne on his horse is really cool. They're plastic. They were for the game Rune Wars, which has been discontinued. So there's not much stock left around, but I've got some super cheap. And you get all the Rune Wars stuff with it, but I'm mostly selling them to people that I know, well, do what you like with them. But the fell off the back of a squid, yes. So what I do with them really is, what I am doing with them is just to go, okay, you probably don't play Rune Wars or you'd already have these, but I'm sending you them, showing you them to buy just because they're really cool models. They're that sort of 28mm and fit with everything. So I know that's all my customer base, you lot, it's all stuff like Dragon Rampant, Mason Kings of War, and you can use it for all that sort of different stuff. Is that my door? Okay, I've got to go very shortly. So we got and that's all that. I am going to have to head off. Before I go, I wanted to end on not a somber tone, but a thoughtful tone. I just didn't want to do it at the start because I've been on max hype, as you can see. But since the last video that I have put up, we all heard that Mike Hobbs passed away, and he was one of my favourite people. So I kind of just wanted to mention it, really. I've put it into, if you subscribe to the newsletter, I put a newsletter out with quite a lot of words on there, and some nice photos, because I found, I was going through Twitter and trying to find some of the photos and just found some sort of sweet interactions that made me go like, oh. So Mike Hobbs was part of Meeple's Miniatures podcast, and he was one of my close friends, but he's sort of one of those people that are just around in the community, so a lot of people would have heard of or, you know, met at some point. And yeah, he was a really, really good friend to me, and he was a really good influence to me and to Bad Squiddo as well. There's a chance Bad Squiddo might not have even sort of become this without him, because he did get me into historical wargaming and just make it so welcoming as well. And it was the point where I wanted to play stuff, but I was a bit like, rivet counters and stuff like this. And it was just lovely. And he introduced me to a bunch of you lot as well. So I wouldn't know a lot of those people without Mike. And yeah, it's very sad. And it's sort of taken me a little while to get my brain around as well, because yeah, he was wicked. So yeah, just instead of just a sort of sad thing, it's the outpouring of messages that people have been putting up and sort of blogging and things like that. It just shows what an awesome guy he was, and to be able to leave that sort of legacy, and it's all so positive, and not just like, oh, you were really nice. It was like, oh, Mike went beyond to do this for me. You know, we'd only chatted on Twitter, but he came and helped me with this thing, or just like, you know, he got me back. So many people said he got me back into the hobby, he got me into this game and all this sort of stuff. So, and just even in the hobby world, he was a massive ambassador for loads of stuff. And yeah, in my little message, I'd put, you know, he used to come to, when I lived in Cardiff, he used to come to the office a lot, sort of come down, buy a load of stuff from Firestorm, buy a load of stuff from me, buy a load of stuff from Greatest Kit Games. But he'd usually say he's just coming for a cup of tea, but then he'd be there for hours. And we just have loads and loads of chats. And yeah, we just got on really well. And it's one of those people that you're like, there's not many of those, and there needs to be more of them. So yeah, it's a nice little message. And I got a nice message from his wife yesterday, so I'm going to send her a nice message back. Look after yourselves. Do something fun. It is a Sunday after all. It's a bank holiday here tomorrow as well. Which is why I'm looking at the clock, because I'm buggering off at 11, which is 2 minutes from now. And I'm going to go out doing some walking. And that will be lovely. With no pic. Oh, there's Dave's butt. A bit of Dave's butt. Oh, he's lying next to Nini. Nini's lying like she's dead, but I just saw her twitching. Guinea pigs like lying like they're dead, and it's just, why do they do that? They're asleep in a weird position with their eyes rolled back in their head. So most of the time that means that I'm just poking them and going, "You dead?" And they go, "No, why did you wake me up?" I'm like, well, you shouldn't have lied. Look at me dead. Right, I'm gonna get out of here. I've had a lot of fun this morning. Thanks for coming along. Tell everyone that the show's good again. It's good. She stopped being miserable for a bit. Yes, I'm gonna get out, do some walking. Thanks for coming along. There's the usual like and subscribe, but if you have, check that bell, because that's the one where you get the notifications, a little bell icon. So if you have subscribed, the bell also will help. And like, yes, only 26 of you have liked. How dare. Right. See you in the week. I'll probably be doing some little impromptu videos of various stuffs, and I'll be uploading some look insides videos as well. So thanks for coming along. Thanks for not disappearing after I abandoned you last week. And take care of yourselves. So goodbye. Bye.